Hello guys, I hope you're doing good and alright. Today I'm gonna do an episode on, I'm very excited for this, becoming a confident dyslexic. Now, there's a lot I want to say to this, so I want to make it in a little 5-part series where I talk about like the first steps and kind of talk about the whole thing about being a confident dyslexic, because there's a lot to it. And I'm really, really excited to get into it now. I'm kind of on my balcony here, and there's noises and birds and stuff. Beautiful, but can be distracting. So guys, I really want to get into becoming a confident dyslexic, and excited for talking about this and talking to this to you. Anyway guys, let's get to it.
So the big question is this: how can dyslexics like us create a place, a community, a tribe where people at any stage of life can come and solve any challenge, amplify their strengths, and ultimately help them become who they were meant to be, or in other words, conquer their dyslexia? That is the question, and this show is the answer. My name's Theo Goff, and welcome to the Conquering Dyslexia podcast.
So hey guys, I want to do a video about becoming a confident dyslexic. Now, I want to do a series on it, and a series so we can cover all the bases and talk about really, really in depth. Now, today is about what does it mean to be confident? What does it mean to be a confident person, let alone a confident dyslexic? And we'll get into what does that mean. What does that mean in this as well, because that's very important. And how does that encapsulate my dyslexia? But what does it mean to be confident? Now, the reason why I'm really excited to talk about this and get really excited writing loads of notes and everything is because the first journey I went on conquering my dyslexia, the first massive one, it wasn't when I was in my dyslexic school. That wasn't when I had all the help in the world. That wasn't the first personal journey I went on with my dyslexia. My parents went on their journeys and all this before I went on my own journey of conquering it. Yes, I've struggled loads. Yes, I struggled loads with confidence. Yes, I struggled loads with reading and writing and self-belief and all of that. But the journey where I actually went to conquering something, where I actually saw something in my sights that I wanted to fix, that I didn't like about myself, was my confidence. Because that was giving me all the pain in my life. This is when I moved to my sixth form. Scary, scary world, from like a school of 1,000 kids, nothing that I was used to. And I didn't know how to be social. I didn't have the social skills, and I never developed them. And plus the fact that I was completely different, because I had little bits of, like, I had like help in a few classes. I was just different, and I couldn't remember people's names, and I felt so left out. I remember within a matter of weeks, I wasn't speaking to anyone. My mouth used to literally hurt on the way home from bus, on the way home from the school, because on the bus, because I never used it, I never opened it at all. And being at this point of like, okay, I wanted to be confident, I wanted to have experiences, but yet feeling like there's this block, feeling like there's this barrier that physically limits you from talking. Now, I remember like younger, yet years back, you can say that, I used to be quite a shy kid, years back. And I think knowing that I'm different, knowing that I can't do things, or people won't understand me because I stuttered, I had a speech impediment, and all these things is that really held me back from talking. That really kind of like made it hit my confidence in knowing that I can't talk the way that other people understand. Still today, people can't understand me. Maybe that's because I'm in Thailand, but it wasn't going very, very good. And then one day I really, really wanted to make a change, because I learned something that really changed my life. And I think this is like a good critical point to start in. Very, very good critical point to starting is that I watched this one video of this one dude saying these words: the only way to change your life is to take responsibility for your life. And that moment, my life changed. Because yes, I do have dyslexia. Yes, I may struggle with some sort of social cues or whatever, or understand certain things. But ultimately, I got myself here. And ultimately, if I want to be confident, I'm the only one that can do that. No one else can bring that to me. No one else can give that to me. It's only me, and down to my work. And then I got really into it and really obsessed on it. And I spent months and months working on it. With every video you could imagine on confidence. I was getting up at 3 a.m. in the morning. I was like, you've been talking to myself like, in every day and everywhere. I'm getting more and more confident. I said that hundreds, maybe thousands of times each day. And I believed it and I expressed it in my bodies. And I remember I sort of like on the computer you have this little art. And I remember sort of like making a computer like a scene of what would happen like if I weren't confident. It's like everyone's sad, and there's me sad and I was having fun, and me feel left out of everything, and very, very black and dull. And I made another picture of what it was like if I would be confident, and there, that big muscles and loads of girls around me, like really colourful. It's so funny. I might probably have the pictures somewhere. And I printed those things out and I put them on my wall and stare at them each day. And every time I'd stare at them, I'd go, okay, this is what I want. This is what I want. This is what I don't want. And it would just reinforce that pattern, reinforce what I wanted. And I was working on it so much. And people, like at the end, people were like, who are you and what have you done with Theo? Because I began to be confident. I began to do sort of loads of things that hopefully if you're watching this, that if you struggle with your confidence, struggle with your self-esteem, you can be there. You can be at the point where I was so unconfident, could speak to any people any day. Literally got to the point to, like, multiple times I'll be standing there, sitting there, and when people used to look in my general direction, not look at me, look next to me, talk to the person next to me, whatever, I used to get stomach flies. I used to feel my stomach turning because I didn't want to talk. And sometimes when people used to say, ask me a question, I would just freeze because I was so nervous. So nervous about saying the wrong thing, so nervous about being made fun of, so nervous about this, so nervous about that. I remember one thing that sticks in my memory, going to this big venue at school, we had travelled to London to go to the big conference, very busy. And I went there, I think you travel by yourself to get there. And I was looking for my friends at the time. And the boxing people friends, the people I went to class with all the time. I was like, oh, there they are. And they walked away from me. I was like, what? And I followed them again. I was like, oh, there they are. And I could see one of them turn around and see me and go, go. And they all laughed and they ran out. I was so sad. Because just the people weren't oh, they don't want me to hang around with them, and they just you wouldn't find it funny hiding from me, and whatever. I don't blame them for anything. It's just that was a big moment, and those things have kind of built up over time in that school. And so, the confidence really, really got to me about not being confident. I worked it massively, and people are like, who are you and what you done with it? So I've been there. I'm saying this. I've been at those times where you feel really, really bad, where no one wants to hang around with you there. You're just an awkward thing there because you just don't know how to be confident. You're not confident in yourself. You can't say what you want. You can't be you. And I used to think confidence was acting like how the other people acted. I used to want to act be like this person, always making jokes all the time, be like this person, be able to speak to anyone whenever they want to. And I used to believe that was the confidence. That's what confidence is. And I strived for that, and I became that. I became the person that would force himself to make a joke. I became the person that would force himself to speak to these people, force himself to be loud. Because that's how I feel I needed to be. And that took a lot of energy. And then I remember a couple weeks, maybe a few months of actually being that person. I was like, I'm not enjoying this. Because yes, it's fun. But there's a certain point where I realised it's taking too much energy for this to be natural. Maybe I'm not the sort of person. And then I realised, I remember, I watched this thing ages ago, and I think it just came back to me at that point, where I realised being confident is not about trying to be someone like someone else. That's not confidence. Being confident is being you, no matter who else is around you. Being confident is feeling confident in your own skin, no matter what situation, what environment is happening around you. Now, there's one sort of like explanation of confidence that really made so much sense. It sounds quite weird. It sounds quite weird. It's like you're being more confident, you're being more certain of your surrounding, you're being more certain of your world than other people are or theirs. That's confidence. You know what I mean? Like being more certain of your world, of you, of like how you see things than other people are of theirs. That's being more confident than other people. It's like when someone says like, you mean it, like someone like says about an idea or a thing, or tries to like entice you in something. And a lot of people go, okay, let's go into it, let's do this. And a lot of people are listening and agree and go, oh, okay. And sort of letting their world become other people's worlds, and the other people let it come in. But then if you're very confident, you're so certain about your world, you're so certain about where you stand, you're so certain about who you are, and you don't be swayed very easy by anyone else. And that's confidence, and that's a very kind of hard way to explain, and maybe a hard way to understand. But what I mean, basically, at a fundamental level, is that being confident is being who you are, because all of us has got a certain nature to them. And I remember this when I try and be confident, like, why can't I act how I act at home with my mum, with my dad? Why can't I act like that person in school? Why can't I act that person with my mates? Because I know I'm funny. I know I can be creative. I know I can be witty. I know I can be, you know what I mean? Those people, I know I am that. I'm truly being myself. But why aren't I being myself for these people? And I'm not because I'm judging myself. I'm not because I'm thinking how I act. I'm not because I'm scared about what other people think of me. I'm not because I have beliefs that I'm not confident. I have beliefs that I'm not that person. And so we don't act like that. And so we don't become, so we don't feel comfortable in our own skin. And so, guys, this first little episode, I want to make this into a series. Okay, it's like a 5-episode series, at least 5 episodes. I don't know how it would go when it move forward, but I want to sort of like take a lot of time to go through what does it mean to be confident as a dyslexic, and how can you actually do that, because confidence is such a struggle for dyslexics. No wonder when we go through school telling ourselves we can't do things. That always beats our confidence, that always beats our self-esteem, that always affects our mental health. And so we really want to understand that, and there's one thing I want to you to get out of this episode. Okay, this is what confidence is. It's not about being someone else, it's about being who you are, it's about being your nature. There's one more thing, is that the reason this is so critical, I think it's such critical, it's like a trap that loads of people are in, but it's not true. The reasons why you are not confident, the struggles with school, the reading and writing, the stuttering, you know what I mean? Like not choosing the right words, not following along conversations, not being able to be in a group of people and follow along everything. Like these things, the reasons why you are not confident are not what you need to fix to be confident. Let me say that again. These reasons why you are not confident are not the things you need to fix to be confident. Now, what I mean by this is that so many people can get stuck in a cycle of like, okay, I find it hard to talk to people. I find like I can't read, I can't write. I'm not very like analytical, or not. I don't use very big words and all this. So I try to fix these problems so I can become confident again, so I can feel good about myself. And they work on fixing those problems. And they hide it, and they don't ask for help. They don't want people to know about it. And then you work on problems that you've been working on your whole life, and you don't fix them. And then when you don't fix these problems, then your confidence doesn't improve. It takes an even bigger hit. And it goes in this big cycle. So guys, we got to realize we got to do different things. It's all about confidence. It's a confidence issue. It's not a dyslexia issue. We've got to work on it. It's a purely confidence one. Yes, the reason why you might have low confidence, the reason why I have low confidence, is very, very heavily to do with dyslexia. Very heavily to do with dyslexia. But the way we've got to go about fixing it has nothing to do with dyslexia. When I say fixing it, you mean working on it, like improving it. So we've got to realise, okay, it's got nothing to do with dyslexia, how we've got to improve it. It's a confidence issue. We've got to improve our confidence by working on our confidence. Now we can work on our confidence, self-esteem, and all of that kind of like together, all of that kind of like in one. And where's the first place to start? Obviously moving through the other episodes of where to start or where to do this, but here it's all about belief. Here it's all about realising you can do it, because the first step for me was realising, look, I can do this. It's down to me. No one else can help me do it. And here's the kicker. Ultimately, you got yourself here. Yes, bad shit has happened, but bad situations has happened to you. That happened to me as well. And that made you act like this and feel like this. That's completely fine. It's completely valid. But realise, like your actions helped, because I realised something myself, like that I didn't. Yes, I was in a school with only 50 kids, and I didn't have any opportunities to talk. And yes, I remember I took them when I was 14 or 13 years old. 14, I think. My mum stubbed me in a boxing gym, and yes, for 6 years I was in that gym. Everyone knew me as Alex because I was too scared to say my name, because I stuttered when I said my name. I didn't speak to anyone there. Like people would, like the coaches would train me. I'd be quiet. I'd just do my thing, and I was so nervous to speak to people. And yes, I had those things, but ultimately, if I pushed myself to speak to people, if I pushed myself to talk to more people, I would have become more confident. I knew that, but I didn't. And now it's time for me to realise that, and now it's time for me to really take action on improving it, and I can do it. Why? Because, like, the reason why you can believe, because I've done it, I have done it. Thousands and even probably millions of other people have done this as well, have improved their confidence. I'm going to give you the roadmap to do that, the roadmap why how everyone else has done it, why everyone else is doing it, and how you can do that. Guys, I look forward to going on this journey for you, and part number 2. Part number 2 is where we really try to build this map and try to work on something that you can work towards. And part number 2 is really figuring out who you want to be, really figuring out how you want to act, and there's a vision that you can like go towards. It's so exciting, it's so motivating. Okay guys, I'll see you again for part 2, and that's tomorrow, and take care, farewell, and bye.